Ciao tutti and good afternoon. It might not be afternoon when you're watching this, but I'm sure it's 5 PM somewhere in the world. Today I'm going to be rebuilding AC Milan, but with a twist. Yeah, you guys guessed it, probably by the title. I'm going to be doing a rebuild where ChatGPT is going to decide our signings. So if it tells me to release Rafael Leao, that's what we're going to be doing, although I highly doubt that's going to happen. And the reason I chose Milan to do this with, well, as you may know, or may not, Milan recently hired Conceicao as their new manager, and he's done pretty decent, I'd say. Won a trophy in his first 2 games. However, they've still not been performing like AC Milan should, and that's why I've rocked up on the job. I'm not going to waste any more of your time, so without any further ado, let's get this rebuild underway.
Signore e signori, siamo lieti di dare il benvenuto al nuovo allenatore.
Asked ChatGPT to rebuild the club. As you can see there, it's giving me a whole list of the team, so then I just had to confirm if it's for SC25, which it did make a mistake before, so lucky we did that. It's given us the whole squad, yeah, whatever. Then we go down here, I've asked it who should I sell and sign. We're going to be getting rid of Sportiello, Terracciano, Pavlovic, Alex Jimenez, Luka Jovic and Noah Okafor. And then I've asked it who to recommend me from this short list. So it's gone for Donnarumma or Unai Simon, Koundé or Hincapié, Onana, who's actually Aston Villa, Kamara, Vlahovic and Ramos. And then finally it's decided we're going to be signing Donnarumma, Koundé, Onana and Vlahovic. So I've actually had a little bit of issues trying to sell these players. Pavlovic just doesn't have any offers. Same with Terracciano, and Jimenez has just turned down a few deals, so I don't know what's going on. However, I have managed to offload a few. I managed to get Sportiello out to Bologna for $6.2 million, and then Okafor to Napoli for 40 mil, which is actually a real life transfer on loan. And then Luka Jovic out to Nottingham Forest for 19 mil. So after making all those sales, I've wasted absolutely no time whatsoever, and I've gone straight in for our man Dusan Vlahovic, signing him from fellow Italian club Juventus. We picked him up for 78 million or 81 million I think it was, which is actually quite expensive, but after those sales we can afford that now. However, I'm not too sure how we're going to go with the finances of especially buying Donnarumma, who's quite expensive, so I don't know what ChatGPT cooked up. So I just went and completed signing number 2, which is Amadou Onana from Aston Villa to AC Milan. So that means now we have about 80 million left in the bank, and we've still somehow got to sign Koundé and Donnarumma, so ChatGPT cannot manage finances whatsoever. So a quick update on the Donnarumma situation. As you can see, we've got minus 47 million in the bank, so I don't think this is going to be happening. And what we've concluded here is ChatGPT doesn't really know how to manage a football club. And it also turns out that Koundé was too important to sell for the club, so we wouldn't have been getting him anyway. So $120 million later and 80 million left in the bank. This is how we're gonna line up with Mignon in goals at 87. Then we've got the back line, which remains unchanged with Tomori, Calabria, Thiaw and Hernandez. Then in the midfield, we've got our new signing Onana, which honestly I feel like was quite pointless because we have Fofana, but we're just going to let ChatGPT do its thing, right? Then up front, we've got the new signing Vlahovic, and then our wingers who are Leao and Pulisic. So the attack is probably the most exciting part of the team. Let's see how we can go in the season 1, and can we go on and win the Europa League? I guess we're going to have to find out. Alright, ChatGPT, I'm sorry, I take back everything I just said. With the signings we made, we went and won the league with 94 points, only losing 2 games, which were both actually in the last month of the season. Then in the Super Cup, we couldn't win that. Our fierce rivals in the Derby della Madonnina took us down 1-0 in that final. In the Coppa Italia, that was won by Fiorentina 4-2 on penalties against Napoli. And in the Champions League, it's going to be a final between PSG and Real Madrid because we got knocked out all the way back in the quarters to Dortmund 4-0 on aggregate. And then in the Europa League, that was won by Jose's Fenerbahce against his former club Roma. And then in the Conference League, we saw Panathinaikos lose 2-0 to Lugano. Then looking at the squad hub, I think it's no surprises in terms of goals and assists. It's Leao and Vlahovic leading the line. We got Leao with 30 goals and 14 assists for the Portuguese left winger. An elite performance from an elite player. That's what we love to see. Same with Vlahovic with 26 and 5. He's now at an 87, so he's moved up 3 ratings since joining the club. Then we've got Captain America, Christian Pulisic.
He's like the LeBron James of soccer.
Whatever you want to call him, 24 goals and 17 assists. So he's matching his real life form with his first season in our career mode save. Then Loftus-Cheek doing bits from the centre mid position with 9 and 9. I'm happy to see how we did in the league, and we did not too bad in the Champions League, but can we do even better in Season 2 and take this squad to new heights? Let's find out in Season 2. Alrighty, so welcome along to Season 2, and that means we're back to our good old ChatGPT. I've told it we're in Season 2 now, and it's telling me we gotta sell spot. Okay, I don't know what's going on. We sold him already, so it looks like we're gonna be selling Gabia, Salamakas, and Chukwueze, because we already sold Jovic, and we can keep selling Pavlovic because he didn't sell before. So it's saying that we should sign Allison or Melier, and Kunde or Bastoni. So it's left Kunde in there, Bellingham or Giovanni Reina. So I don't know where we're gonna be able to get the money to sign Bellingham, and then Osimhen or Ramos. So some interesting decisions we're gonna have to make here. And once again, will we even have the money to be able to get all the positions it's asking me to? I guess we're gonna have to find out. And finally, I have managed to offload all of last season's deadwood. Grazie EA Sports. Thank you very much. We've managed to get rid of Terracciano and Jimenez, and now we've got rid of Chukwueze, Pavlovic from last season, Gabia from this season, Salamakas and Calabria, so they're all out the door. So thanks to the sale of all those deadwood players, that means we had just shy of 400 million. So we've gone and picked up the first signing of Season 2, who is Jules Koundé from Barcelona, who we picked up for a fee of roughly 110 million euros, so not too bad. It's just about 25% of our budget, which is crazy to think. So we've just further continued our business, and we've gone and picked up Jude Bellingham from Real Madrid, now at 91 rated for $242 million. An insane signing. I mean, the realism has absolutely gone out the window, but we don't care. We're rebuilding with AI. This is the whole fun of it. Now we've got like 10 mil left in the bank or something, so I can't really see any more signings happening. So our striker option of Goncalo Ramos, not really going to be happening, but we've got Bellingham, so let's see what happens. So after selling about 10 players and absolutely breaking the bank, this is how we're going to line up in Season 2. We've got Mignon now at a 90 overall, then the back line looking really good. However, we've just got Emerson Royale there, yeah, but ChatGPT hasn't fixed that yet. Then in the midfield, we've got Bellingham, Reinders, and then Onana, who's just not getting any game time because the CPU keeps selecting Benacer or Fofana. Then up front, we have the lethal attack of Vlahovic, Leao, and Pulisic, who are now all above the rating of 86. In Season 2, we have an insane squad. So now it's time to ask the question, how far can we go in the Champions League? I guess we're going to have to find out. Let's bring on the end of Season 2. And just like that, it is the end of Season 2, and Milan have absolutely swept the league aside. La Capolista se ne va. The leader is leading and has now, it is escaped. It's gone. We've won the league by 27 points to Inter Milan, which means we win our second Scudetto of the rebuild. As for the Super Cup, we smashed Fiorentina 4-0 in the final to get our second trophy of the season. As for the Coppa Italia, we lost that 3-1 to Napoli in the final. And then in the Champions League, it was an all-German final won by Dortmund against Leipzig, where we crashed out in the semis against Dortmund. So we went from being able to do the treble to only winning one trophy, if you don't count the Super Cup. It hurts losing the semis and then the final of the Coppa Italia in the same month. In the Europa League, that was won by Lazio 3-2 against Porto. And in the Conference League, Hajduk Split beat Aston Villa 4-2 on pens. So it's time to take a look at how the Centurion lads did this season in Season 2. 38 goals and 18 assists for the
LeBron James of soccer.
What an incredible season he had. At now 88 overall, this guy is flying, and he's only still 27 years of age, so there's still so much more to come from the American. And then we got Leao with 35 goals and 20 assists, now at 91 overall, with 7.8 match rating on average, which is insane. That's probably man of the match nearly every single game. Then we got Vlahovic here with 34 goals and 7 assists, doing great stuff as a striker. And if you just add up the tally of all of our attackers put together, I don't even want to know how many goals that is. That's more than 100 between these four. Jude Bellingham with 25 and 8, and then our captain getting in on the action as well. Now that we've gone quarterfinals, semi-finals, I think Season 3 is where we can finally reach the final of the Champions League. Win it? Who knows? Let's bring on Season 3. So it is now Season 3 in our rebuild, and I've told ChatGPT, who I've already sold, but it's missed a few, of course it has. And it's telling me to sell Tiao, who still says he's 80 rated, even though he's 85 in my save. And alright, it's telling me to sell Musa as well, Okafor and Chukwueze, who are already gone. So ChatGPT it's completely lost. It has no idea what's going on, and it is telling me to sign Gvardiol, Frimpong, Camavinga, Vara, and Yamal. That's gonna, I do not think that equals 210 mil, and apparently selling those lads will get me up to 100 mil. I think we're not going to be able to make all these signings, but I'll try my best. And there we go, just like that, those two players were sold pretty much instantly. 2 weeks into the transfer window, 85 mil for Thiaw because he was 85 rated, and we also managed to get ourselves 18.2 mil for Yunus Musa. So that means now we have over 300 million to spend on these signings, and I'll tell you, we're going to need it. So Spurs were just about to pick this guy up, Joško Gvardiol, 100 mil we just spent on him. We've hijacked Tottenham's deal and we've gone and swooped in for him. He's going to be ditching white, he's going to be going to the Rossoneri this season for season 3. Now it's time to get our other deals done. So there we go, we've ticked off another one off of our list. Eduardo Camavinga's joining the club for a fee of 150 million euros, and he's going to be going straight into our midfield. Now we've got about 40 mil left in the bank to try and get one more of those deals across the line. It's going to be tough, but let's see if we can do it. So yeah, it looks like the remaining options are way too out of our reach at the moment, as Frimpong is valued 81 mil, Kvara 123, and Yamal at, 150. So these deals aren't going to be happening, but I'm happy with the business that we've done. So now it's time to have a look at how we're going to line up. Formation remains unchanged, and so does our goalkeeper. Mike Mignon is now 92 rated, and our backline is looking as good as ever. Now with our new upgrade, Joško Gvardiol, there at an 87 in our right back position. Then our midfield, it only gets better as we have Starman Jude Bellingham and at a 92, and new signing Camavinga there at an 88. Then you look at our attack, 92, 90, 88. We are stacked, decked out across the pitch. Even our bench is not too bad. However, it could still do with a bit improving, but I think we have what it takes to go and win the Champions League. Maybe we can even do the treble. Let's find out. Let's bring on the end of Season 3. So as Season 3 draws to an end, that sees another dominant display from the Rossoneri to pick up 99 points, one off a Centurion season. However, they managed to get 100 goals. So at least they got 100 in something, and they only picked up one loss the entire season. Moving on to the Super Cup, we actually won that 3-0 against Napoli. In the Coppa Italia, that was won by Juve 1-0 against Lazio. In the Champions League, that was won by Liverpool 1-0 against Man City, as we crashed out yet again in the semi-finals. However, it was on penalties this time, so we came so close yet so far. In the Europa League, that was won by Newcastle 2-0 versus Nice, and the Conference League was won by West Ham 2-1 against Atalanta. Now in terms of goals, it's of course our striker Dusan Vlahovic with 36 goals and 11 assists this season. 47 goal contributions from the Serbian forward is exactly what we need when we're pushing for these trophies. Leao putting up an insane season when you add up those goals and assists. 35 and 28, that has to be somewhere in the 60s if my quick maths is correct. Bellingham with 30 goal contributions this season, now at a 93, so he is continuing to grow rapidly, and he's only 23, so he's going to keep going up. As for Christian Pulisic, not putting in those numbers that he did last season, but 17 goals and 8 assists is still a very respectable count. Now that we've picked up the Scudetto 3 times in a row from 3 seasons, can we go and add a Champions League trophy to our collection in Season 4? Let's go find out. So welcome along to Season 4 now. I told ChatGPT that I signed Gvardiol and Camavinga from that list before. Now it's time to see who they suggest, and it's telling me to sell all these players who I've already sold, so we're just going to ignore that. It's lost its mind. Then for the players to sign, I'm going to just scroll through these and just go down to the short list where it tells us that we're going to be signing Trent, Wirtz, Yamal and Osimhen. So it's given us Yamal again as a suggestion and Osimhen from a few seasons ago. So let's see, can we make these signings? I think we'll have the budget to be able to make maybe 2 or 3, but I don't think all of them. Let's go and see what we can do. So there we go, the first deal is done. Trent to Milan for $95 million. I don't really see him starting over Gvardiol, because Gvardiol I think is 1 or 2 ratings higher than Trent at the moment. So I think he's going to be depth, but we're just going to let ChatGPT do what it needs to do. However, the business is going to stop right here. Our final signing and our second signing is going to be Victor Osimhen, who is going to be depth because Vlahovic is 92 rated and we picked up the 89 rated man here for a fee of $120 million. So it's crazy that we're going to have a nearly 90 rated player sitting on the bench, but that's just what we're going to have to do. We've got to stick to the rules here. So as you can see there, Osimhen and Trent are only good enough for the bench because the players that feature in our starting lineup are better than them. As we can see, Gvardiol's at 89 and Vlahovic is at 92, and the rest of the team is incredible. Our whole attack is above 90 rated, which is nuts. We got our lowest rated player here, Reinders, in the midfield, and then our lowest rated defender, Tomori, at 87. So the squad is absolutely stacked, and now with our new bench signings there, our depth is also incredible. So I think we can go on to do great things this season. Let's skip to the end of season 4 to see how the boys did, and I'll get right back to you. So season 4 ends, and it marks our worst performance in the league so far, as we only picked up 91 points. I'm saying only 91 points, but every other season we've been close to 100. We still win the league by 15 points to Juventus though, so it's fine. We wrap up the Scudetto. In the Super Cup, Juve win that on penalties against Lazio, where we've lost in the semis on a penalty shootout. In the Coppa Italia, that was won by Inter. In the Derby d'Italia, 4-2 against Juve. In the Champions League, that was won by Liverpool 2-1 against Atletico Madrid, where we got knocked out all the way back in the quarterfinals against our bogey team, Liverpool. We've lost to them 2 seasons now in a row. First time in the semis, now here in the quarters. In the Europa League, Athletic Club beat Man United on penalties 5-4, and in the Conference League, Spurs win a trophy as they defeat Frankfurt 4-2. So this season sees Vlahovic score 50 goals, as well as getting himself 10 assists to go with it. So 60 goal contributions in 55 appearances for the Serbian striker. He is in red hot form and will not stop finding the back of the net. As for Leao, 25 goals and 21 assists for the Portuguese winger. And unfortunately, we have some bad news. He's going to be leaving the club, I believe, because we can't pay his wages. As you can see here, we just can't do it. It's not happening. So we're going to lose him on the free, unfortunately. I don't know what we're going to do about that. Hopefully he doesn't join a club and we can get him back on a free. And then Pulisic here, 21 goals and 11 assists for the American winger. So not too bad. He had a bit of a better season than last season. And then Jude, not too bad for him either. 11 goals and 7 assists. Let's see how we're going to adapt next season without Rafael Leao. I think it's going to be difficult, but hopefully ChatGPT can get us the right replacement. So it is the season 5 summer window. It's that time of the year again where we use ChatGPT to determine our signings, and I've told it we're in season 5, and I've changed my formation for the Leao departure. We're going with 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and it's given us all this nonsense here. It wants us to sign Rodri. Alright, yeah, let's keep scrolling. Okay, the budget is wrong. I have 157 million. And it wants me to sign Rodri, Kimmich, Rice, Bellingham, and Osimhen, who we already have, and Immobile. I don't know why it said Immobile, but okay. So it looks like we're going to be going for Rodri, Kimmich, and Rice. I don't know why 3 CDMs, but whatever. That's what it said. So we're going to be going to do that right now. Right, so the one and only signing we can make from that list is going to be Rodri. I had a long and hard think about 3 options of him and Kimmich and Rice, but I thought that Rodri would be the perfect fit for us, bringing experience and quality to this squad, and we had to dish out 110 mil for his signature, but I'm sure it's worth it. Which then means we're going to line up like this with a 95 rated goalkeeper, so that is insane, and we should be keeping lots of clean sheets as well as the back line that we have. We should make it even easier for us to do that, with Tomori being our lowest rated defender. Then you move into the midfield, where it's now changed to that narrow 4-1-2-1-2, where we've gone with our new boy Rodri there at CDM, and we've shifted Camavinga to the left centre mid position and dropped Reinders to the bench, which means that Christian Pulisic is going to be playing centrally down the middle as a cam, where we're going to have our 2 strikers of Vlahovic and Osimhen leading the line. Hopefully they should bring lots of goals, and they should hopefully bring us a Champions League title at the end of Season 5. So 38 games in the league have been played, which means Season 5 is done and dusted, which sees Milan win the league with 90 points, wrapping up their 5th Scudetto of the episode. Juve finished the 2nd with 80 points. In the Super Cup, we win that 2-1 against Roma. The Coppa Italia, another trophy for us, 2-0. In the Derby della Madonnina, 2-0 against Inter. In the Champions League, we're going to be taking on Bayern Munich in the final to see if we can wrap up the treble, which would be an insane way to end off the video. In the Europa League, that was won by Rangers 2-0 against Brighton, and the Conference League was won by Girona against Wolfsburg. So here we are, it is the Champions League final. We have a full strength team, all full of fitness. However, Rodri's sharpness isn't all there, but that shouldn't really affect our chances going into this final. We're going to quick sim this one here, and we're hopefully going to win the game, and it's a comfortable 2-0 victory for AC Milan, who lift their 8th Champions League trophy thanks to goals from Camavinga and Vlahovic. If you made it this far into the rebuild, I want you to comment Vlahovic cooked, just so we can confuse the people who didn't, and also so I know who you absolute legends are out there. If you like this one, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new for more rebuilds such as this one. I've been Maestro FIFA, thank you all very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next one. Goodbye.